Hello, guys. Welcome to today's live. I'm very much excited to meet you all again today, Sunday. And during this evening market analytics, I am going to actually be doing a lot about telling you the next market move, both for the Forex market and the crypto market. It has always been a pleasure for me to come on this platform to share what I know with you and to actually assist those who really want to engage in forex trading. Please like, share, comment, and invite others to join us. I would like to start this program exactly where we have at least 30 people connected live for this program. Like, share massively because what I'm about to share with you this evening for forex traders is so much important. For those who have heard about trading before and want to get involved in the forex trading, I have a good news for you. Like, share, comment. There is a special news that I'll be telling you in the next few minutes. Please, if you are joining us for the first time, I am Ronnie Rostam Gayap. I have been on this platform, Mimi for Info, for the past 4 to 5 years, and my objective have been simple: educate the people about forex, expose trading to as many people as possible. I've been doing trading for the past 6 years. I have been a 7 time signature trader at XNext, and today I have been able to guide a lot of people get involved into forex. I've had a primary goal: educate and show people how to do trading in a more safer way, avoiding scams and telling people or educating people on scam online investment platforms and preventing them not from losing their money. I have been one of the people that advocated to expose scamming platforms like Chimol, Sunrun, for those that happen much frequently, and a couple of them can be named. And I continue with my community to analyze online investment platforms and exposing them so that people will not get caught in those things. Like, share, comment, and invite others to join us. As I told you, today is all about market analytics and getting the next opportunity for the forex market and the crypto market. I'm here every Friday, every Sunday, and Wednesdays, as from 9 p.m. GMT plus 1. But before we start today's program, there is an important announcement I want to give you. And what I want to tell you today is that I am doing something for those who want to learn Forex from September 15. From September 15, we currently have launched what we call Learn to Trade and Pay After Profitability. This means you can learn how to trade Forex with us and pay us after the 3 months of your course if you are satisfied and after taking your first few live trades. If you make profit, then you are satisfied, you can pay me. I launched this program last year and we're able to guide more than 200 people engaged in the forex trading. We had a success rate of over 75%. This year, I am launching this program because it helps a lot of people get engaged into forex and in a more safer way. So, if you are interested in this program, learn to trade and pay after, then please, there is a link in the live description to join the WhatsApp group where we are going to be educating you on this opportunity. Like, share, comment, invite others to join us. Do not forget to comment from which part of Cameroon you're watching from. If you're watching in and out of Cameroon, please let me know in the comment section. I want to say a special thank you for those watching all the way from Bamenda, from Yaoundé, from Douala, from Boya, from Ikona, from Yuka, from Ikondo Titi, from Moya, and from all part of Cameroon. Without forgetting those watching from Bafusam and from my village, Bafang. Thank you for being there always and supporting the program. Without wasting much of your time, I will be hitting straight on the chat where we are going to be talking business tonight.
So, guys, going straight to the chat is quite simple, but we have to start our day with some cool fundamentals. Looking at this coming Monday, that is August 11, we have the bank holiday that will be showing up for the Japanese yen. As you can see here, we have a bank holiday for Japanese yen, and definitely meaning that we are going to have a low market volume for the Japanese yen all through Monday. Now, when I look at the entire week, it seems very interesting for the Australian dollars and the US dollars. Apart of the bank holiday that we are having for the Japanese yen on Monday, we don't really have any average or high impact news that is going to shake the market that day. That means trading pairs like Euro USD, GBP USD, and mostly the New York session pairs and the London session pairs will be very, very, very okay without any fundamental instability. When we look further on Tuesday, you can see that on Tuesday we have a very good fundamental for the Australian dollars. On Tuesday, if you can see here very well, we are going to be getting the cash rate for the Australian dollars. And also, we are going to have the Reserve Bank of Australia monetary policy and the Reserve Bank of Australia rate statement. We're also going to have the Reserve Bank of Australia press conference that will be on Tuesday, very early in the morning from 5 a.m. GMT plus 1. This is going to bring a lot of market volatility for the Australian dollars. And also, around 7 a.m., we are going to be having average hourly earnings for GBP and also claim court change for GBP. It is going to be very interesting because Australian dollars is likely to bring us so much volatility on Tuesday. And something very much interesting, sorry, is going to be happening on that same Tuesday, which is actually a strong fundamental on the US dollars, which is the core CPI that is crucial to the US economy. That is consumer price index. Consumer price index has a great relationship with what is going on between producers and consumers, and this has a very vital chain to the economy of the United States of America. As you can see, this is from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and it measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. Actual greater than forecast is usually good for the currency. So we will know if the actual value is going to be lesser than the forecast or greater than the forecast for us to know if it's going to strengthen the US dollars or not. It's going to serve as a catalyst to our technical analytics, and that is why it is very important to have your technical head up before that CPI occur this week. On Wednesday, we are going to have Australian dollars fundamentals, that is the wage price index, and on that's the only thing on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we are going to be having Australian dollars unemployment change and unemployment rate. Then they are going to be talking also about their GDP. Very important. Apart of that, we have on that same Thursday the core PPI, that is producer price index, which is very important again for the US dollars. So this is actually the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by purchasers, excluding food and sold by producers, excluding food and energy. Actual greater than forecast is usually good for the USD. So we have both the CPI and the PPI this week, and this comes somehow with so much market volatility. And if you are very keen in what you are doing, I guarantee you are going to make money at the end of the day. So on Friday, we are going to be having core retail sales for the USD and the prelim consumer statement, which is very important. So for core retail sales, it is somehow one of the best news we always wait for. It measures exactly the change in the total value of sales at the retail levels, excluding automobile. Actual greater than forecast is somehow very good for the currency. If you are interested to follow or trade this news live with us, all you just have to do is to join our WhatsApp group in the live description for you to be part and parcel of the Bell Forex WhatsApp community. Like, share, comment, invite others to join the live, and I'll be heading straight to our week technical analytics, and I'll give you the opportunity to give me down in the comment section which pair would you like me to start with today. Let me know in the comment section which pair you want me to start with today. Do not forget to always let me know from which part of Cameroon or which part of the world you are watching us from. If you are watching us from Douala, Yaoundé, Bamenda, please let us know. And if you are watching us out of Cameroon, please let us know. Let me get in the comment section which pair you want me to start with. Naturally, I know a lot of people would like me to start based on the commentary to start with the DXY. So we are going to start today with the DXY, and I think the DXY is going to bring us something really cool for the week. It is very important for us to look at the DXY. So looking at the DXY, it is very, very much tactical to say that something good has been trying to happen to the dollars. We saw a market struggling to rally. We saw a market that is struggling to give a strong impression of the US dollars after the massive sales we received from the month of January. It has been a massive sales from January 2025 till today. We saw a very weakened dollars. If almost half of the year, and we're asking our question, is other half quarter of the year going to be bullish for the US dollars, or what is going to happen? So it's very much important that we get a strong dollars. Having a strong DXY is definitely going to reflect a strong USD, and that is very much important for us. And as far as the USD technical analytics is concerned, recently we saw the USD, the dollar index, that came to mitigate a very strong demand structure here. So this was a point of interest, and this point of interest was a sell to buy candle. When price get here, we saw a stiff rejection for price. So this actually served as a very stiff support that helped price from falling further. As we look at this market, we also have a local resistance on this particular market, which is actually holding price as well, and then bringing the low volume execution that we are seeing on the market right now. So we have here a local resistance. This local resistance has actually been stopping price from rallying after we were thinking that the market is going to get a recovery phase. So this is one of the major reasons why we realize from here that the DXY has not been moving really flexibly. We've had a couple of challenge pulling the market up because of the local resistance. And when it comes to the downside, we have also a very steep support that is actually blocking price. After price mitigation on this demand structure, which was actually generated by a sell to buy candle, it is very much important for us to look at what is happening for the current market state. So if I look at the current market state, I can barely say that the market has been struggling to rally to the upside. And as the market has been struggling to rally to the upside, it is very much crucial for you and I to pay close attention to the particular type of market behavior. This market has been in a trending methodology. So this market has been struggling to trend to the upside. And it means that using a trend analytical method will be one of the best things we could do to analyze the DXY. Like, share, comment, invite others to join. If you are watching me live, just give this program some heart. Like this program, it stops you nothing. You don't spend any money to click on the like button. It doesn't cost you anything to click on the share button. If you do contribute, your own contribution is to just push this program. I'm always here. I charge you nothing to do this. And believe me, guys, all I need as your own motivation is just to click on the like button. It's just to click on the share button. It's just to give your comment when necessary. It's just to interact when necessary. So here, we can actually use two methods to analyze the DXY. We have one, we can use the market structural method, which is going to be made by mapping lows and highs. As you can see, these are the lows and these are the highs as this market has been struggling to move. So currently, we also saw the market. It is moving in an impulse and correction manner. So we have here an impulse, we have a correction, we have an impulse, and we are having a correction currently. So there's a great chance there's going to be an impulse. So that is a strong hope for us that the DXY could rally in the next couple of days. Apart of that, that is not the only analytical method that we could apply for the analytics of the DXY at this price point, because we have other analytical method that it can be best applied for a trending market. We can also use a trend line on this purpose. A trend line placed here will passes exactly like this. So it now gives us two impression and even more a confidence on what we are seeing. So if I'm to put my trend line, then there's a great possibility that the market is going to pull to my trend line before a continuation. Breaking our analytics to a more smaller time frame can give us a more understanding of this market. There are two things we need to do right here. One, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to do a vivid study. So doing a vivid study of this market analytics is going to be very crucial. There are two things we ought to do. One, identify the current correction, and then identify the previous impulse. The previous impulse is going to give us a narrative on where the current correction can get to. So we use the previous market movement to be able to predict the current market movement. So in that regard, we can actually take off this portion of the chart, which was a previous impulse to the upside. You see it, and then that is a correction. So we are going to be investigating the previous impulse for a point of interest, a POI. It means a high value zone where we had a great probability where the institution definitely might have reacted on the market. This can be seen using principles of volume switch and other like. So I am actually pulling down to smaller time frame, investigating all what price action that can occur on this chart. And I've already seen something very much pertinent on the higher time frame. So if I can go back a little bit on a 9 hours chart, let me go to the 12 hours chart. So 9 hours, I think 9 hours is more likely to give me what I want. So if you look here very well, you are going to see that there was a rally base rally. So, and the rally was made up of a huge volume switch. So I can take this portion of the chart. This will form where most volume injection took place. If you want to confirm this fact, we can actually check around this area by implementing a volume profile identification tool that can actually help us to see exactly where most of the volume actually got injected. So let me implement a volume profile technique. So if I start from here and I take from here, we can actually investigate this purpose. So we can see that most of our volume, right, has been injected somewhere around here. So this actually form a point of interest. This point of interest could be thinned down to smaller time frame to have even more exact zones where the market might occur on. So here we have an entire structure where we are expecting the market to occur on. So this automatically becomes a point of interest extended. So we are waiting that there is a great possibility that the market is going to visit this point of interest. And again, visiting this point of interest at 50% mitigation is going to be a great hit for us this week. So splitting this zone into two, we have exactly this. Red zone up, blue zone down, give 50%, 50% each of this particular box. So that's what we have. So the market has not yet gotten to one, either our trend line, two, either our POI that we identify here. And we have seen that the market has been struggling to sell, and we even saw the creation of a double bottom here. And I think that this double bottom is just a mere creation of liquidity. One, there is BTMM that is going to be implicated right down here under this W shape. You need to bear this in mind. So BTMM, for those who love the BTMM trading strategy, you can actually get involved with BTMM by linking up to the WhatsApp group in the live description, where you'll be able to get more knowledge on BTMM in our Telegram community. We are also doing the Learn to Trade and Pay after profitability from September. There is a link in the live description to join our WhatsApp group where we are going to be teaching you how to trade Forex, and you only pay us when you become profitable. That's one thing you should take advantage on. So looking at this market, we have our point of interest here. Not just to give this market proper visibility, I'll be able to blur this line up so that I can give you more clarity on what you should be considering. So if I'm to consider this market, I can actually take us to a more higher time frame so that I can compress the information to something more realistic and more visible. So here we are on the 3 hours chart. I got something really interesting here. If you can look at this market very well, we are going to notice that this market has been doing a consolidative expansion methodology. So let me just clone this line. So let me clone this line there. So we got this. This market has been consolidating. We had a consolidation break to the downside, and currently, as you can see here, I'm seeing again a possible consolidation. As you can see, here we are, and we can keep our volume, our BTMM display a little bit down. So we have this. So if you look at this market very well, we've had a market that move in the style of that move in a beautiful style of drop, consolidation, drop, consolidation. So liquidity creation to the downside and possible mitigation to this other block and a confluence to the trend line. So I think that this will be one of the best market idea for DXY this week. So let me know in the comment section what you think, because this is exactly the setup I can have for you when it comes to the dollar index. I'm going to keep a screenshot of this in our Telegram channel. If you don't belong to this Telegram channel, then you are missing a lot. So DXY. A screenshot has been sent to our Telegram channel, which you can actually check to see afterward. So look at that and you will see that this is exactly what I am thinking for the DXY. With this, I believe a lot of people will have good market direction for the week. I'll be striking up AOUSD and GBPUSD in the next analytics. So let's go on the chart of AOUSD and GBPUSD and see what we got. So guys, we already know that if we are going to be having a buy on the dollar index, then we should be having a sell on Euro USD. Looking at current market movement, it will not be necessary for me again to go to pretty higher time frame to be able to break down anything. But looking at the current market movement that we have now, there are two ways we can analyze this market because this market is trending to the downside. Either we are going to be using the market structural method of analytics, as you can see here, by mapping the lows and high of this particular market. It will be very, very much tactical and important for us to try that. So let's assume this is the high. Let's assume this is the high of our zone, and here is the low of the zone. Here we have the high of the zone, and again we have another low of this particular market movement. So here will be the key market structure from this market, and here we are going to clearly say that we have here an impulse, correction, impulse, and a correction. So as I've earlier said, it's much easier to use any trend analytical method. And also a trend line can still be used because a trend line itself is actually a trending analytical method. So we used to analyze a trending market. So we are using a trend line to analyze this market here. And this is what we are going to get. So this good. So two principles are being put into play. One, market structure stipulates that after an impulse, a correction will be in the direction of a magnet. So a correction will be in the direction of a point of interest, which will be identified in the previous impulse. That is the market structural principle. Whereas the trend line stipulates that when the market goes out of the trend line, there will be a mitigation of the trend line again for the market to continue. So everything being equal, we know that there are going to be a possible sale on the USD, and the market is going to be targeting two things. While investigating this market area, for me to find a point of interest, it is more evident for me to be able to pick up the last market impulse and then identify or check for the presence of what a point of interest in that market. So switching down to smaller time frames, we are on the 6 hours. Going to the 4 hours, there is something very much important that I just saw on the 4 hours chart. For those who understand what they call candlesticks very well, if you can look at this market here, I'm going to be very much thin to what I'm going to be showing you. This is the rising tree method. It's a continuation pattern, the rising tree method. So three bullish candles that actually lead the market to sell. That is on the 4 hours chart. You can go check if you want. So we have one, two, three. Candlesticks are very important. Many people come to trading, they don't understand price action. They don't even understand candlesticks and they're just trading left, right. So right here, we have the rising three method, which is going to create a point of interest here. So definitely, if I pull it up to this area, then this is a point of interest. So I can put it here a POI. So if I said that is my POI, then this is a strong magnet to price here. And if I'm able to bring up, let me say I bring up my volume profile tool. Let me bring up my volume profile utility tool. If I bring up my volume profile utility tool, you are going to realize that we have a very huge volume cluster somewhere around here. So let me put up my POC for my volume profile. POC is important. Let me put up POC. So I have a POC down here, which the market is definitely going to target, but I have a strong cluster up here. So there's a strong cluster up this way. So it's very, very important for you to note there is a very strong cluster. So if you go back to this area, you're going to see that the POC for our volume profile is right up here. And it's important because most of the volume was indicated towards this direction. So it is quite necessary for us to have this setup, as you can see. And this means that the trend line and the POI is going to create a confluence. So what do we mean? It means that there's going to be a continuation for the Euro USD to the upside to mitigate in this POI zone and alongside the trend line before the market sells. Definitely means that this is the best setup we can have for Euro USD this week. And I'm going to keep a copy of this in my Telegram because it is important for me to keep a copy of this on Telegram. So So that is what we have for Euro USD. And what I got here is quite simple. There is something that I also saw unfolding on Euro USD that you should take note of. So right here on Euro USD, um, there is a consolidation principle as well being implemented. So the market is consolidating between these two areas. BTMM is generated, massive BTMM is on the way. I mean, it's massive BTMM is on the way. So right here, what we can see for this market is actually the accumulation, market accumulates, and then we have a break to the upside. Let me just clone that. So we have this. This is what you can actually check up if you want. So this is a perfect way the market has been moving. Consolidation, break, consolidation, get it. So possible break to the upside to this zone. And in that regard, BTMM is being generated. For those who want to learn about the BTMM trading strategy, I am much more available because that is one of the best trading strategy you can use to trade the foreign exchange market effectively and efficiently. So let me know in the comment section what is your thought on the analytics we just did on Euro USD. Does that make sense to you? Because liquidity zones have already been identified and everything seems clear. So let me know in the comment section if that makes sense to you. And the next pair I'll be picking is GBP USD. So guys, we pushing up for the GBP USD is very much easier for us to continue our analytics here, understanding what we just saw on Euro USD and the dollar index. So right here, I'm going to make it quite easier and faster. We have a trend line that is passing right here, and the market is already reacting on this trend line. Just to tell you that trend lines are real. But as we all know, the trend line method is not the only way we analyze our market. We also have market structure because our market structure principle stipulates clearly that we are going to look for a POI in the previous impulse using the current correction. So let's just look at what the market got. So we had a couple of POI all along, and without going to a greater time frame, I can see a base, a very stiff base here. We can go to a smaller time frame to see what I am actually explaining to you. We are on the 2 hours chart, and right here we are on the 1 hours chart. So here is a basal zone, and this zone can be extended as a point of interest. So there are two things, very much easy. You don't need to stress. There is trend line liquidity being built on this particular market. So we can go back to the 4 hours chart, and you're going to see that there is a point of interest here, POI. There's a point of interest here, and then there is trend line liquidity right up here. A lot of people are going to be wiped out. Those that will be selling on this trend line will be wiped out because there is trend line liquidity line there, and making it a validation to BTM. So what are we expecting? We're expecting to see a market that is going to either react here a little bit, then come back, break this line, and then head up here before it sell. So that that is a perfect setup we have for the GBP JPY and GBP USD, and that is just the perfect one. So let me know in the comment section which pair you want me to actually analyze next for you. Based from what I am seeing in the comment section, the favorite is Mr. Gold. Mr. Gold is a favorite. It's true. That's what everybody wants me to look at. Okay, I'm going to look at Mr. Gold. Mr. Gold is what a lot of people like to trade. And on Mr. Gold, let's just put up and then get to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, if those who have been following me on the Bell Forex platform, you are going to realize that there is a local consolidation on gold currently as we speak, which is occurring between this local support. As you can see here, we have a local support and a local resistance. So here we have here. And from these analytics, because analyzing the market is all about the framework that you choose. So after choosing this framework, it is clear to us that there's a good probability market is going to the local resistance. That's the first observation. Moving to a smaller time frame, we move to the 6 hours chart. And on the 6 hours chart, this is exactly what we have. A steep consolidation market for the past few days. On the daily, we see a single hour candle, and on the 12 hours chart, we see two candles. On the 9 hours, we see four consolidative candles. On the 6 hours chart, we see 5 consolidative candles. And on the 4 hours chart, we see a multiple candle of consolidation, clearly telling us that the market is consolidating in that zone. So here we are. Our direction is bullish. So we have here the low of our consolidation, and we have the high of our consolidation. So here this is exactly what we have, the low and the high of our consolidation. So low and high of our consolidation, what are we expecting to get? It's quite simple. This market is going to be very tactical. There is a great opportunity that this market is going to break this consolidation to the upside. So a break to the upside is very, very much envisaged. So there is a possible break to the upside, which we are envisaging in this particular market movement, break to the upside. So during consolidation, a lot of liquidity is being built. Some people are buying the lows and some are selling the high. You need to be very much careful. The directional flow is to the upside. So you need to avoid by all costs being trapped in the liquidity that gold is creating. By Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, we are going to have a break of this structure. And to me, for me to aggressively take a buy on gold, I'll be waiting to see a break of this to the upside and a possible retest of this zone for me to take a massive buy on gold. That is my thought on gold, and I think that will be the best analytics that gold will present to us so far. And let me know in the comment section the next pair that you want us to take. But because time is against us, you can actually join the Bell Forex WhatsApp channel or the Bell Forex community on WhatsApp, where where where, where you can learn how to trade and pay after profitability. So, there is a link in the live description to join the Bell Forex Learn to Trade and Pay After that is going to be starting in September. So guys, without wasting much of your time, it's quite easy for me to just push through Bitcoin because that would be the last rally of the day. So we saw Bitcoin rallying massively this weekend, and we saw the way price push up. A lot of people were so emotional about the push on Bitcoin this weekend, but what I've told you is Bitcoin is actually craving a new all-time high, And the price action of Bitcoin is quite interesting to me. So, based on the recent price movement on Bitcoin, we have been having a situation where we have a consolidation break technique of price display. So, we have here again another consolidation that had to break to the upside. And again, we have another consolidation that had to break to the upside. It is very much easy to analyze any market. You don't need to complicate the chart. So, it's quite simple that there is a possibility that Bitcoin is going to break above 20,000 USD. So there's a great chance Bitcoin is going to break above 20,000 US dollars. Very much simple, very much easy. And so I am bullish for Bitcoin. The best buy opportunity on Bitcoin would have been at the low of this range and definitely around this structure where you had this little consolidation. Market has already mitigated that zone and is moving strongly to the upside. And I think that one of the best way you could do right here to get a perfect entry on Bitcoin possibly might be through this trend line. We've already had a break and retest of the trend line, so already that's another missed opportunity that a lot of people have missed to take a buy on Bitcoin. For now, all I will have to tell you is I am bullish for Bitcoin, and my next basic possible target is at this uh, consolidation high here. So that's my next possible target when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, somewhere around here. So all depend on you guys. There is a link in the live description, as I've earlier said, to join uh the Learn to Trade and Pay After program. Do not miss this opportunity. I'll always come up here live. Wednesday is another day. You can actually join our WhatsApp community where you're going to get more analytics on daily basis and get assisted. Don't forget to follow the Bear Forex page on Facebook because we have a lot we are doing on Facebook currently. So have an excellent day, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching all through the program. It has been an amazing time together, and I believed we've learned one or two when it comes to market analytics. And I hope this is going to help a lot of people stay profitable this week. Remember, before we go, there is a link to join the program Learn to Trade and Pay After Profitability, which is already launched. Admission is on the way, and only 150 persons will be admitted. Spots are limited. Learn how to trade Forex and pay us when you become profitable. This program is expected to start from September 15, and only 150 persons are going to be admitted. There is a link in the live description for you to join the WhatsApp group to be part and parcel of this initiative. Thank you for being there. See you again on Wednesday. Ronnie Rastantaya.